What is up, guys? Welcome to Season 6 of F1 2020 Career Mode. Now, I wasn't originally planning to do this, but the support on the final few episodes of Season 5 and your persuasion has convinced me to do another season. And we're going to up the ante. We're doing 100% races in Season 6. Absolutely mental. I don't think I've done 100% race season since maybe 2015, the pro season career mode game. So this is a big deal. Hopefully you guys enjoy this season. I've had to go to a lot of effort to fit this in before F1 2021. As such, we're doing a reduced season, 10 races, but they are 100% in length. So really, it's almost like a 20 race season. So, there we go. So, lots of change for this season, including our teammate. We say goodbye to Lando Norris, who absolutely bottled that title challenge in the best car. So, he had to go. Lando, good luck at whatever team you end up landing yourself in. But we're going with someone different this season, and someone who I don't think has been chosen on YouTube at all. We're going to try and go for Nicholas Latifi. Now, the reason why I'm going for him is because I want to see if a pay driver can turn their fortunes around. Okay, maybe not a pay driver specifically, but I wanted to choose someone who was in a back market car, or maybe even a free agent, and see if they could do something that the young, promising talents could not. And that is win in a title battle against me. Now, I had a look through the free agents. There's no one really that really stands out to me. We did give Callum Ilott a shot for half a season. Yeah, I know, half a season. But again, he wasn't great. But Nicholas Latifi, I'll be honest, he looks promising. He's 19th in the standings for the end of Season 5, which is where we're currently at now. We haven't entered Season 6 yet. We're doing the housekeeping bits. But he got 19th, and he was best of the rest. He was the best of the back markers, and his stats are really good. 88 pace, 72 experience, 90 racecraft. Those are all areas which are going to count for a lot when you're in a front-running car. A lot of the other drivers were either pacey, but they didn't have any experience, or their racecraft wasn't great. But Nicholas Latifi looks like a really well-rounded driver, and I think he performed pretty well in the machinery that he had. Even though he didn't have points against his name, we're going to give him a shot. So, we're in a bidding war against Haas F1 team. I don't know how this dynamic works, whether Nicholas Latifi was bringing a whole shed load of money to Haas, and whether Haas are now reducing their profit margins by bidding more for him, or what the deal is. But we've won the offer for Nicholas Latifi, 12.8 million. Does that mean he gives me 12.8 million? No, of course not. This is Codemasters. It would be cool, though, to have, like, a pay driver mechanic in F1 2021's career mode. No word on that. That's probably not going to be a thing. But it's something we can hope for the future. So, yeah, pester me about it. Pester Codemasters, and maybe we'll see it happen one day. Anyway, we move on to the end of Season 5. We're doing some activity timeline stuff. Can hopefully bolster the facilities of the team. As you guys know, there is a big regulation change in between Seasons 5 and 6, which affects all departments. No matter what team you're in, every team is going to be slower heading into Season 6. So just beware of that. And you know, that's part of the reason why Season 6 was so heavily requested. It's because the order is going to be shaken up massively. We could see Williams being the top team, potentially. But we'll have to wait and see. A lot of money coming in at the end of Season 5 after winning the drivers and the constructors. Nearly $230 million in the cash reserves of Marduk Motorsport. Paired with the Latifi money, I think we are ready to rule the world, I think. But let's see if all the money in the world can save us from performance doom with the regulation change. So here we go. Yikes. Yikes, indeed. We are the fourth worst car. We are worse than McLaren, Ferrari, Renault, AlphaTauri, BWT Racing Point, Red Bull, and Mercedes slightly better than Alfa Romeo, Haas, and Williams. I actually thought the slower teams would have fared better than that because all the teams that were set to lose the most were the ones that were more developed. But that's not been the case. Everyone seems to have lost performance at a similar kind of level, with us being the exception, given how many upgrades we've applied over the 3 or 4, 5, 6 seasons we've done already. But yeah, that's the state of play. We are now a midfield runner. I wouldn't say back marker because the bottom 3 teams are back markers. I'd say we're a lower end midfield runner, but the field, as it's always been, has been pretty close. So I think we should be able to score points. I think we should be able to score podiums and race wins by the end of the season. I think the goal for me is to win the Oh, God. With Latifi, are you joking, Ben? I want to win the drivers. I think if we really knuckle down, go absolutely hell for leather on performance upgrades, and have a bit of luck, we could have the comeback of all time if things go our way. So that's the state of play for Season 6. Let's have a look at the brand new car. Amazing, isn't it? It's so different. We've become a proper F1 team now, haven't we? The livery is literally exactly the same. It's exactly the same as Season 5. I hope you guys appreciate the effort that went into that. But seriously, I don't want to change the livery. With F1 2021 around the corner, I am going to save the wholesale changes in look, color, etc. for the new game, for the new team. Or same team, new game. So yeah, we're going to keep the same philosophy going. I like having the monster look as the 2020 car. I want to keep that pretty uniform and have it be somewhat of an iconic livery. So that's the reasoning behind that. One thing that's just popped into my head is I've got Quadrant sponsoring on the car and I don't have Lando anymore, so I think I need to fix that. So that'll be rectified for the next episode, but apart from that, car is exactly the same with the exception of the number 1 being on the door. So yeah, we head into the new season with a lot of upgrades yet to go on. Did target a lot of major upgrades there. I think I did a major weight reduction upgrade and also a major front downforce upgrade, and they all went on the car in time for Bahrain. So with those upgrades, we've actually leapfrogged McLaren before the season has even started. It's a great job, team.
All right, welcome back. It's going to be one heck of a season, I think. To be honest, I don't think we've done the best job maintaining our performance through this regulation change. So we're going to be playing a bit of catch-up this year. We're counting on you, but you've got the whole team behind you.
Thanks, mate. Hello, Nicholas. Welcome to your first day on the job. Don't disappoint, because I am the team boss, and when I'm not happy, heads roll. Anyway, we roll into, speaking of, the Bahrain Grand Prix. We're rolling into this one with an open mind. I don't know what this car is going to do on circuit. I don't know if we're going to be last, if we're going to be well inside the top 10. But the initial feeling of the base package of Season 6 was not great. The car has lost a lot in terms of, I think, mechanical grip. That was probably the thing that I was struggling with the most. Of course, we've lost performance in all areas. The car is heavier, the car is slower in a straight line, it's got more drag, it's got less downforce, it's not as good at saving its tires, it burns through a lot more fuel. Basically, the car is worse in every area. There's no getting around that, but I've done my best to recuperate some of the losses through the winter break and leading up to the first race, which is all I can ask for. But we're heading into qualifying now, and now it's time to see what the true performance of the car is. Wish us luck. So here we go then for qualifying. But before we do that, I want to tell you guys that today is actually the 13th anniversary of me making my channel. Now, I haven't personally made anything special, but I have uploaded a very nostalgic clip over on my Clips channel, which I'll leave a link to down in the description, which hit 21,000 subscribers the other day, or 20k a couple days ago, which is pretty cool. It's really, really cool to have a second channel going and to see another community growing. It's really cool. So go check it out if you haven't already. It's not a fan account. It's actually me, which a lot of people thought was the case early on. But hopefully I've convinced you guys. Anyway, off we go for Q1. And this is my banker run. I fast forwarded a little bit into the session just for the track to get a little bit faster. I think we could do with making the most of track evolution, especially with the position that we're in now. We're going to need all the help we can get in order to be successful in the first few races of this new season. So Latifi's in the top 10. I'm down in 16th place. Looks like I'm really struggling here, to be honest. It's not a surprise, if I'm honest, because Bahrain is a very strong track for the AI, and I was always expecting a tough fight in this very first race. I think this is going to be the toughest race of the season by far, but we just got to get on with it and do the best job we can. We're up by 2.5 tenths as we cross the line now. Does it get us in a Q2? I think it does, but we don't improve any positions to improve the time. But thankfully, there was a bit of a gap between me and the bottom 3 teams, the back markers. So, yeah, that was qualifying. I spared you the pain of going through Q2 because I only had one shot at it really on new tires, and still I struggled quite a bit relative to Latifi, who got into Q3. So, massive props to Latifi. That's a really, really strong showing for him in this car, which is still not that good.
Your qualifying pace didn't put you at the front of the grid. Will this be a problem tomorrow? Great. Well, that's everything.
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but chin up, it's not the end of the world.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal. And it's make or break here at round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Alexander Albon put in a great lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Gasly, Lando Norris, and Vettel, Kvyat, Stroll, Latifi, and Antoine Hubert, Ocon, Sainz, George Russell, and Leclerc, Aitken, Day, Callum Islet, and Mick Schumacher, Magnussen, Matsushita, De Vries, and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Let's go then. First race of the season, and we are starting down the order. P16 for us, 9th for Latifi, already proving that he shouldn't be underestimated. Even, well, him IRL in the game, when I raced him, that was the title of a video from the virtual GP, but that's a thing for another day. Yeah, hopefully Latifi can get some points. I am gonna hopefully capitalize on the AI off the start. Looks like fuel is a bit of a concern in this 100% race. We put the maximum amount of fuel in, but we're going to be 5 laps short of making it to the end. So I think we might be in some real fuel troubles as we get Season 6 underway here on YouTube. And it's not a great start. We've spun out and we're in the wall. I think we've collided with Schumacher, lost a bit of traction, and Mick Schumacher was an innocent bystander and all that. The safety car has been deployed, but I tell you what, I've had some bad starts on the channel in my 13 years, but that has got to be the worst one of them all. Straight into the barrier. What has happened to this team, to this driver over the winter? We were fighting Max Verstappen. We were in his head. He couldn't win a race to save his life in the final few races, and now look at us. Oh, there's Latifi going around the outside of a Mercedes and some Alpha Tauris. We've got the safety car out. There's absolute pandemonium down at turn 1 as multiple people are either out or struggling to get going again. Stroll is going to re-overtake me here because I illegally overtook him for some reason. But, yeah, what a start. What a start to a new season of career mode. Yeah, whoa! Jack Aiken nearly hitting the safety car there. Don't try that, pal. It disqualified and exploded my car once. So, give it some space and the respect that it deserves. We're coming into the pit lane, obviously to change the wing. We're probably going to go into medium compound tyres now. I started on the softs and I wanted to cut my way through the field. Leclerc is double stacking for no one, apparently. And this is just to make sure that we're not seeing things. Yes, there was someone in the pit lane. It was George Russell, because I could see George Russell's number on the front wing that was going on his car, which was invisible. So this is the weirdest and most horrible start to a race I've seen. There's a car with... not even a car, there's just 4 tyres down the... driving down the pit lane exit. We're down in 21st place. Many cars have got penalties for this opening lap. Severe collisions up and down the field. Then there's other cars who have ignored yellow flags on the resumption of the race. So it's just been a bit manic. I can't remember... I can't remember a weirder career mode race than this. And there's still a car, or not a car, there's just tyres driving behind a Williams there in second last place. What is this race? What is this race? We're only on lap 3 and all that has just happened. So... we'll hopefully have a race that will resume in a second. That's actually a car. That's George Russell. Okay, so George Russell is invisible. And I can ghost through him as well. Does anything else want to go wrong in this race? Guess we'll find out in a second as the safety car is going to come in at the end of this lap. Alexander Albon, who isn't in F1 anymore, he's in a Mercedes and leading the race. I guess for people who haven't been tuning in recently, that could be weird too. But here we go. We definitely need to make up some places off this start. George Russell is getting very scared in his Invisimobile. I don't know how he's going to get his way through the field. Can he just ghost through people? I don't really know. We're going to find out as the Bahrain Grand Prix resumes for Season 6. And we're going to go up the inside here. We're going to overtake him properly. And we're not only going to overtake him, we're going to overtake 3 or 4 cars on the run into Turn 1. We've got Schumacher and nearly Latifi through that first corner. And now we can see Magnussen fighting back in the Alfa Romeo around the outside as we run down into Turn 4 now. Mick Schumacher looking to get some revenge off the start from me. But he's going to have to bide his time for now as we get past Kevin Magnussen. There is penalties left, right, and centre for our competitors. Matsushita with 5 seconds. Latifi's got a 10-second penalty. Magnussen with 5 and Schumacher with 10 himself. So we're going to see a lot of lengthy pit stops the next time people want to change off their tyres. And this could see us in a very handy position some way into this race. So my massive mistake has, in a way, really disrupted the whole field, and it could actually thrust me into the points, potentially. But we still got 51 laps to go in a slow car. This would be a much different scenario if this was a 50% race, because that's half the distance that you have to defend from faster cars from. In a 100% race, you've really got nowhere to hide. You need to have car pace, good strategy, and all the elements coming together in order to get success. That's why this season is going to be the most difficult one yet. As we can see, Kevin Magnussen going up the inside into the middle sector. but not able to do anything about it. We cut ahead to Latifi, that is, and he's looking to make a move on Matsushita in just a few moments. Here comes Kevin Magnussen once again, up the inside into turn 1, trying to make the move stick. He's on the softer compounded tyres. He's in a backmarket car, but he's really putting me under pressure in the early stages of this Bahrain Grand Prix. Here comes Schumacher now, on the softs. What's he going to do on the run into turn 4? Nothing. Schumacher has to bide his time. There's George Russell off in the background. Don't discount him, because he can phase through anyone. But he's been a very patient gentleman, trying to overtake people cleanly. Anyway, this is the battle up ahead. This is Latifi versus Matsushita. And I've got to say, I love the look of Latifi's helmet in Marduk Motorsport colours. There's a lot of colours there, but I think it looks nice. Anyway, Latifi up the inside of Matsushita. This time he gets the job done. And he's up to 14th place. Latifi, no slouch, it seems, in the early phases of his Marduk Motorsport career. We're now trying to put a move on Matsushita. We force him to go defensive. Down into turn 1. We'll have the inside for the next left-hander. And that is job done. 15th place. Let's keep going. Here comes Magnussen. This man is on a mission today. He's in a crap car, but man, he is trying to prove himself. Season 7, Kevin Magnussen, what are we saying? He's looking to impress. Maybe you heard what I was saying earlier on in the video. Anyway, we've got a yellow flag for someone behind. I believe that's actually Matsushita. So his pace has been significantly dropping off the last few laps, and that is why. Engine failure. He'll be out of the Grand Prix. Could we see a safety car? Early stages, the computer says no. So we're going to carry on with green flag running. There's Callum Ilott in the Haas. Just 2 cars up the road. Former teammate, former employee of Marduk Motorsport, doesn't get in the way. I've got to say, at this point, there's a lot of former teammates in this field. We just saw, there's one of them right there on screen, Sebastian Vettel. Seems like an age ago I had Seb on the team. But there's Lando, former teammate. Again, just, they're everywhere. I can't avoid them. It's like, not that this would ever apply to me, but you are an employee in an office and you've dated everyone else in the office and you're seeing your exes everywhere. That's me right now in F1 former teammate form. There's lots of history everywhere. Anyway, lap 15, and we're trying to catch up to Nicholas Latifi. A lot of the soft compound tyre runners have now made their stops and have served some of their penalties. I think it was the majority of the people who had penalties were in the midfield, not so much the front runners. Seb is closing up to us. That is not Seb, that's Verstappen, but Seb is coming up to us. He's a few positions back from Verstappen. And look at the pace of that Red Bull as he goes up the inside into the middle sector. Former rivals we are, big rivals of Season 5 as we had that championship climax in the final few races. We got the better of him there. And, well, it looks like Max Verstappen is going to get the better of us today as he goes right around the outside into the double left-hander. Probably should have got a bit more excited about that, but it's a Red Bull. And we knew that kind of move was coming. Speaking of coming, here comes Alexander Albon. He's 2 tenths behind us now as he's looking to put a move on us down into turn 4. And we're going to try and defend as much as we can because at this point, I think we're actually fighting for genuine track position for the rest of this race. From now on, I'm only making one more stop to get to the end of the Grand Prix. So is my teammate Latifi. And with everyone else on mediums, they can't make it to the end from when they stopped. They have to stop one more time. So I'm going to try and fight as much as I can, see where that gets me. I don't know. I don't know if it's the right strategy call, but I am going to defend as much as I can because, like I said, all these positions are for keeps. And if they get in front of me, then that's it. That's sayonara. The person who's already way out the road is Max Verstappen. He's 11 seconds clear in a very short amount of time. Here comes Albon. Up the inside, down into turn 4, squeezing right to the white line there. And then we move back to the racing line, and we just about stay ahead. Meanwhile, I'm starting to lose touch with Nicholas Latifi. He's just got outside of 1 second. Wait, it's back under 9/10, but out to 1.1. It's a yo-yo effect, really. I gain a bit of time in the third sector in the start-finish straight because I'm running lower downforce. But there goes Albon and Bottas on the very same straight, and the two Mercedes boys are going to duke it out for P2 in this race effectively. They're side by side. I'm going to see if I can get both of them back if I can. Up the inside of Bottas. We'll have the DRS and slipstream of Albon as we run down into turn 4. And we get Albon too with a big dive bomb. Can we hold on to it though on the exit? Wow. Wow. I actually thought I was going to lose that. So with a massive dive bomb on older tyres in a slower car, I thought Albon was easily going to get that move back on me with better traction, but didn't get a great run out of the corner. I don't know why, and we're able to hold on. So that's one of the moves of the race for me, but it's quickly undone as I completely run in deep at the last corner. Albon gets me back. Here comes Bottas, flying back past both of us, and now into third place. Latifi is getting away in this Grand Prix. It's amazing. There goes Albon up the inside into turn 1. I wonder what Toto Wolff is thinking right now as he's seeing all this action unfold. And it's Albon who once again gets supremacy. We're going to go clean around the outside of both Mercedes this time. Can we pull it off? No, we can't. That would have been absolutely disgusting if we pulled off an outside overtake on the fastest car on a slower, older tyre. I would have ended both their careers right then and there. I mean, I did end Bottas's career by going around the outside of him, but never mind. He gets me anyway the very next lap. Norris is next for us to defend from. Yes, this is losing us a lot of time, but I may as well do it because we're all got one stop to go, and this is all to play for. I'm actually kind of helping out my teammate, actually, Latifi, who's got 10 seconds worth of penalties. There's George Russell up the inside on the start finish. Every time I see him, it just makes me laugh. Anyway, around the outside of Norris, we'll see if we can dive bomb him down into turn 4. Norris and Sainz on the same piece of racetrack together. I wonder if they know that. They probably do. Their engineers are on the radio to them, letting them know who's around. And Norris knows that he is racing me, and there's probably going to be a bit of animosity here after I fired Lando at the end of the last race for not clinching a championship, not making the most of his opportunity in a front-running car. Now he's at Renault. What is that outfit going to do? He replaces the outgoing Daniel Ricciardo, who retired at the end of last season. Not many driver moves, I'm disappointed to say, throughout the field. That's part of the reason why I picked Latifi as well. I was hoping that, I was hoping there'd be a lot of movement with Daniel retiring, someone replacing him at Renault, and then picking up a back marker. I was hoping it would instigate a lot of kicking off through the field, but that's not the case. Latifi is in for his stop-go penalty. I think he only served 5 seconds of that stop-go. He's still got another 5 seconds to clear, so maybe that'll be served at the end of the race if there's no more safety car intervention. He did box onto a set of mediums, and they will go to the end of the Grand Prix, which is what we're swiftly going to do as well, probably on this lap, as my tyres are really gone. You can see I'm not only getting overtaken by the front runners, but I'm actually getting overtaken by Racing Points and AlphaTauris and stuff. You know, they're still actually really fast cars. I think the Racing Point is 3rd or 4th best car. Same with AlphaTauri. But they didn't fare too well in qualifying, did Racing Point. Anyway, there is the final stop of the race. 2.1 seconds. A bit of a slow getaway there as I tried to jump the start. In the end, it held me there a little bit longer. And we're down in 16th place with still a lot more pit stops left to play out. So don't worry about that. We are still on target for some good points, actually. So we'll see how that plays out. Is that Russell? Or is that someone? That's someone else. That is Pierre Gasly, who has also got the invisible treatment as he goes up the inside, heading down into turn 4. What is going on? I'm going to leave him space. I don't need to, because his car just ghosts, being invisible. That is really weird. That is so weird. You're probably wondering why I didn't restart the race. Well, I don't do restarts, and, you know, it adds to the somewhat realism that I'm trying to bring across in the videos. This isn't a classic live commentator career mode like F1 2012 will be. I mean, I am going to do an F1 2012 career mode, by the way, and that's going to be done on the controller. It'll be live comm, and it'll be a much more relaxed experience, I would say. But the modern career mode, the up-to-date career mode, whatever it may be, that I do on the channel, I do like to take seriously, and so that's why you don't see restarts, and you have the occasional bad moments from me, like off the start, or I think the Suzuka crash maybe a couple of seasons ago. If I used flashbacks, you wouldn't have seen those moments happen. So there you go. Gasly now up into 8th place. We're back in the points now as a lot of the, I'd say, upper midfield runners have made their stop. 20 laps to go. This race really is quite a long one when you're not used to 100% races, but we're getting there, and people are getting us in the process as we try to retake 8th place from Norris. He's going to get us around the outside here, is he? No, he has a little bit of a hesitation there and has to tuck into the slipstream. No DRS. I actually managed to pinch that off him as he was ahead momentarily heading down into turn 1. That's Haas going slowly. I'm not sure who that was actually. But we have a safety car, and it just came just before I could really react in time to get onto a new set of tyres. But that's okay. We've got another lap to react, and we're going to change onto a set of mediums. Another set of mediums. I don't think softs will make it to the end. Our mediums in the first end really died off, and so I didn't want to do that. Nicholas Latifi is in 4th place. 4th place right now in a car that is the 4th worst, I believe. So that is an outstanding performance from Nicholas Latifi. Let's hope that he can hang on to it. But much like me, his tyres will die out at the end of this stint. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to box. I'm going to box now, really late. And we're going to go on to another set of mediums. It says I've only got to use set left. So that's probably the qualifying set. So we'll have slightly fresher mediums, but it'll mean that the tyres won't die off towards the end. Latifi is going to back up everyone into me, so I think this is a good call. Anyway, onto the new tyres. Out we go. 3 point...
Go, go, go.
What?
Until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
Why? Oh man, why do we have those tyres on? Did we only have 2 sets of mediums for the whole weekend? You are joking. The game has put us back on our set of tyres that we started the race on, or put on from lap 1. And so that has ruined our race, unfortunately, guys. We've got no other sets of mediums. How is that possible? How is that actually possible? I can't believe I've overlooked that one. That's obviously not a glitch. It's legit. We only had 2 sets of mediums for the race. So I selected the balanced option. But this is just, I guess, part of the format, isn't it? 100% race. You burn through tyres quite a bit in this manner, especially when you switch on to mediums from lap 1. And it's quite rare that I'll use mediums. I'll never have to use 3 sets of mediums. But in this scenario, we kind of did need that. Unfortunately, we didn't get it. So that was the race. No one is more disappointed with that decision than what I am, because we were in the points when we made that pit stop, and now we're in last. When I came out of the pit lane, I was a good 20 seconds shy of the next closest car, which was Nick de Vries. And as we head on to the last lap, we've actually just caught up to him now, and we're going to hopefully make this overtake here on lap 57. And there we go. Not last in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Yeah, that was a really long grind to actually get into that position. So you guys will truly not appreciate how well I had to drive, despite being utterly deflated after throwing away a points finish. But Max Verstappen wins, Valtteri Bottas second, very close to winning the race in the end, and Danny Kvyat third with the fastest lap on the last lap. And for us, it could have been so much better, but it's 19th.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
A fantastic team effort then to secure victory here in the desert. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
GG's to Max Verstappen. Starting off how he wanted to. He doesn't have me to stop him anymore, and so he is the winner. Of course, he was very formidable when I saw him on circuit. He got past me and Latifi very quickly, but the same couldn't be said for the two Mercedes drivers who really got bogged down behind me. Thankfully, it didn't matter in the end as the safety car kind of threw the race back into an absolute lottery. And unfortunately, Nicholas Latifi, who was in 4th place after that last safety car, ends up in 14th. I think that in itself is a bit more of a reflection of where the car is. Again, 50% race, this Grand Prix could have been so much different. A lot less laps for Latifi to have to defend from. I would have made maybe a stupid call. I should have maybe gone to softs, but I was scared about the tire wear, and so I took a risk to take myself out of the fight for the top positions. I have a feeling that maybe I wouldn't have got points anyway, based on how much of a drop off I had on my mediums in my first stint. But yeah, I was under pressure. Unfortunately, made a couple of mistakes in this Grand Prix, and Marduk Motorsport come away with nothing. So we trail by 25 points to Max Verstappen, 31 in the Constructors. Is it possible? Can we still win the championship? That is the question that I think we all would love to know. But guys, that's been the first episode of Career Mode for today, for Season 6. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. It was certainly a memorable one with lots going on in the race and lots to identify for the upcoming races. Fuel consumption and tire wear are going to be much, much more important in terms of R&D upgrades going forward, because the races double the length and you have double the impact with those upgrades coming in now. There's that safety car off the start, which completely turned the race upside down. Penalties for everyone, and Latifi still couldn't clear all of his penalties by the end of the race. I think Latifi actually finished 11th on the road, but he had a 5-second unserved penalty which he had to take at the end of the race, and that's what put him down to 14th at the end. So yeah, impressed in a way by Latifi's pace and flair to get himself up into 4th place and get into Q3 on his first outing. Could be my best teammate yet. We'll have to wait and see. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Apologies about the results. Yeah, let's not make any mistakes in the next one. We need some points first and foremost, but then we really need to get the ball rolling in upgrades and then get big points, because we need to catch up very quickly in a season that only has 9 more races left. And yeah, very easy to get found out. Anyway, I am waffling now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, check out the clips channel to see one of my most nostalgic clips from my main channel over the past 13 years. I say 13 years, but I really only properly started making videos in 2011, 2013. Anyway, I said I'd stop waffling. I'm still waffling. So now I am going to go, and I'll see you guys for a brand new video very soon.